So yeah, now let's start with the core IDMC configurations. Okay. So yeah, so when it comes to administration, so first thing is like you should know what is organization in that administrator and why it is required for like that.
Okay.
So that means like so simply form, a organization is a secure area within the IDMC services which stores the licenses, user accounts, data integration assets, mappings, everything, all type of assets within that organization. It's like a kind of environment which Informatica is assigning your or which the our organization is procuring from the Informatica. So which contains all the license details, user details, runtime environment details, all the development assets from all the microservices, all those things. So which will be stored within an organization.
Okay.
So yeah, by default, right? So you can create some of the trial accounts which is available from the Informatica sites and all. So or if you don't want, can also directly buy or like that. So based upon the licenses, right? Based upon the licenses, the microservices are assigned. And one more thing is like based on the licenses also, the organization can be divided into sub organizations. So so simply the main reason behind why we are talking about the sub organization is like, so so in the normal organization, within the main organization, we call it as a production organization. So under the production organizations, we can create more sub organizations, so which are nothing but the child organizations of that particular production organization. So once you create it under the once you create the child organizations or sub organizations under the parent, so automatically those sub organization will get linked into the main organization or production organization.
Okay. So let's
Yeah.
say I'm creating one child organization
Yeah,
which is the
your
environment
voice
under
is
the child.
breaking.
One
Sorry, sir.
second.
Sorry to interrupt you. Your voice is breaking.
Yeah, you can hear me now.
Yeah, now it's better.
So
Yes.
what I'm saying, how do I identify that this is child organization or this is parent? Uh,
Yeah. So yeah, if you see my screen, right?
yeah.
So you see the organization ID, current organization ID,
Mhm.
and the parent organization ID. So once you find that parent organization ID details in that organization ID, then that means like this particular organization like a sub organization.
Okay, so if we have a parent ID, then we can consider it is a sub. If we don't
Sub,
have,
yes.
then it is in main or
Main organization ID, yes. So that's how we can identify. Okay, that's how we can identify and all. So yeah,
Mhm.
once you created sub organizations, right? So in that sub organizations, whatever the assets you can create it, right? So whatever the assets, sorry,
in sub organization you are talking about, right?
yeah.
So
So
what about the parent organization? So first we need to cover parent, right? We need to create parent, then we will
yeah,
create sub,
sub organizations, yes.
or we can directly create sub without parent.
No, 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 no. Without parent, you can't create a sub organization.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So how
So
do we
yeah,
create first?
so yeah, here only directly now since this is my sub organization, I don't have option to create a one of the sub organization.
Okay.
So, but yeah, if it is like a parent organization, so we will get direct option to create a sub organization.
Hmm.
So that's how we can maintain the sub organization under the parent organization. That's how we can able to create and create those number of, it can be number of sub organizations based upon your license.
So, but why we are creating sub and parent?
Yeah, I will get to that point. Okay, I'll get to that point. So yeah, so this is how sub organization. But yeah, when you create, right, so each sub organization has its own assets. So whether it can be like a CDI assets, can be CI assets, can be MDM, all the connections, runtimes, users, how all those things are has its own assets. Okay. However, the parent organization can share the runtime environments within the sub-organization. I mean, so parent organization can able to share the runtime environments to the sub-organization. That's it. So apart from that, so all the different, I mean, assets are whatever the assets you are creating in a sub-organization, those are belongs to sub-organization only. So you got it right. So what I'm trying to tell is, so what are all the assets you created in the sub-organization? For example, this is my sub-organization. Okay. So what are all the assets present in the sub-organization or belongs to only these sub-organizations? That's okay. So that's what each sub-organization has its own assets, connections, or whatever, irrespective of the parent organization.
Uh, Ashok, can you just give me 1 minute, please?
Yes, sure, sure, sure.
Yes, please.
So yeah,
Okay.
hope you got clear on the right why the sub-organization and all. So yeah, the main reason the creating of the sub-organization is nothing but, so if you see right, any environment we have like any project, we have like a UAT, development, dev environment, UAT environment, and the production, correct?
Yeah,
So
correct.
what we are doing, so we are procuring one organization. Under that, we are creating a sub-organizations. So calling it name as a development, dev environment or UAT environment and production environment.
So these environments are
Mhm.
basically created under the sub organization.
Yeah, yes, yes. So you no need to, I mean, you no need to buy another organization just for your development or just for your UAT. So
Hmm.
within one organization, you can divide or you can simply, so normally the terminology called as a sandboxes. So
Yeah.
before we are in on-prem things, we calling as a dev environment UAT like that. But you have when it comes to IDMC, nowadays people are calling it is like a sandboxes like that. So you can create a dev sandbox or you can create a UAT sandbox like that. So which are automatically related to parent organization. But see that just understand, I'm telling just a related to organization level, not an assets level. So
Hmm.
if you want to migrate the code from the downstream to upstream or like a down environment to higher environments like, so that means you need to do migration, like code migration, whatever we are doing.
Hmm.
So like that. So this is the main difference like that.
Okay, so the difference between the organization is sub is only a environment. So when we
Yeah.
are creating a sandbox, it's a sub
Hmm.
organization for the parent. But I don't
Yes.
understand yet that why we are creating parent child relation.
Sorry.
I don't want to create, let's say, sub organization. I want to work on the parent. So
You can that's what you
hello.
can maintain your parent. You can maintain your parent organization.
Hmm.
So there, see
No,
that
but
this up to you. This is up to you. So you can
what
create a
is actually
multiple.
the
Zara, your voice is not clear, Zara.
1 second. Actually, the internet is not working right now here. Hello?
Hi Raja, yeah.
Yeah, my internet is not working, so I just restarted.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Sorry.
No problem, no. So hope you understand like why we need sub-organizations like that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how we will maintain the organization and sub-organization. And yeah, generally nowadays we're calling it as a sandboxes where we are, I mean, dividing one environment into multiple environments as part of like a dev environment, UAT environment like that.
Okay.
So yeah, this is what about the organization sub-organizations. But yeah, so now when it comes to general configurations, right? So Informatica will give the connection details, I mean, or environment details with you on this is what when it will be shared that this is what the general properties which Informatica is by default providing. So if you want to change the general environment, general properties like that, right? So for example, the organization name is now like a de factory INC dev. So if you want to change it, so you can change it and rename it as per your wish, and we
No,
can
no.
see the
I receive.
organization.
Let's say I've received this organization ID. How I will
Hmm.
configure my, let's say, sandbox environment.
Here only, that's what I'm telling. That's what I'm telling. Here only. So if now this is a sub organization, so I don't have option to create a sub organization under the sub organization. But
Okay.
yeah, if it is like a parent organization, once you receive within a one environment, or it is like a parent organization, then you will get one option to create a sub organization.
Can
So
you
there you can
can you
configure.
quickly create one so I can understand how you are creating this?
No, I don't have access it. I have only sub organization. I don't have parent organization access.
Okay.
But yeah, here only we will get it. Since organization overview, here itself you will get that to create a sub organization.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah. That's like simple. So it's like a one of the option you will get to create it. You can create. That's it. Based upon your licenses, you can create multiple sub organizations.
Multiple sub-organization. So
Yes.
let's say this is the first screen. You are entering general information. You need to keep
Mhm.
the addresses of the organization as well.
Sorry.
You need to enter the addresses as well, or it's
It's
non-mandatory
optional. It's optional.
option. Okay.
Mandatory is like only country.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what is this deny parent organization access
Yeah.
to?
I'll come one by one. I will come one by
Okay.
one. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the general property section where you are providing all the details of your organization. Okay. So if you see de facto INC, this is what organization is which I provided. So I can
Hmm.
edit as per my requirement or as per my wish. If you see whatever the organization you get, you can able to see that organization details on the right side of it.
Okay.
Okay. This is how I mean this is where and we can see the organization ID, parent organization ID. And we can see my organization is enabled. The status is enabled. And you are asking like a deny parent organization access to the sub organization, correct, right? So what we are telling is like a I'm denying the let's take a UAT and dev, okay? So I am denying my dev separately, I mean denying dev not to access from the UAT. So if you want such configuration, so basically parent organization will have access to sub organizations. But if you don't want, if you keep it like a separately only, so you can enable this
Okay.
one so
So
that
to break the link, right?
yes, exactly.
So if I am
It's
breaking
like
the
up to
link,
permission access. Yeah.
so if I am breaking a link, it means that whatever the new update happen
Hmm.
in terms of data in production will not be updated automatically in the
No, no,
development
no, no, no.
sandbox.
Yes, yes, yes. Exactly.
Is this understanding correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So usually every company does not enable it because they don't want the memory to be used unnecessary. Data will be every day updated. So right.
Yes, true.
Mhm. Okay. So to save the memory, we can
Yeah.
remove the link.
I mean to save the memory to restrict the access from parent organization to sub organization. So like that.
Hmm.
So if you want to restrict all those like that, you can just enable this one.
No, my
Yeah,
understanding is
and
that to just save the memory means that, let's say, if cloud version is unlimited, fine. But let's say it's taking some, run environment or some memory, right, to run the badge
mhm.
or something like that, to save it because it's unnecessary taking everyday updates, the production data to
No, you
the.
went into very deep. Sorry, you
Hmm?
went into very deep. Okay, you went into very deep. Not that one. That
Hmm.
what you are expecting. It's like a some directly like for example, I am an admin. Okay,
Hmm.
so I have access both for UAT and dev now
Hmm. Hmm.
since I am admin. So, but I don't want from since I want to enable few things only in UAT, not in dev. So that means even for administrator also, if I don't want to enable such things in a dev, so I can just enable this one. I mean, I can enable checkbox this one so that I will be enable on, I will be able to do any administrator changes in the top of UAT environment only, not in any other environments.
Hmm.
That's it. Not like jobs dot level under. Okay. That's something different which you were talking.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, and environment type you can select it as per your wish, like if it is like a dev environment and all. So this doesn't matter. Okay. And the
Got it.
description if you need. I mean, and description as per your wish you can provide it, and the organization level, how many employees. Okay, you can just configure all such things and all basic things. If you see these are all the basic things, and the
Hmm.
address details also not mandatory, and but countries are mandatory. So just to maintain the timestamp of particular country and all like that. Since if I select that India, so I'll get that India. So if I select like Saudi, I'll get Saudi timings and all when you run the jobs like that. Yeah,
Okay.
and when it comes to organization history, so we can see that it is created by the partner. So it's like a partner account. So that's why it is showing that a partner MDMs has.
Hmm.
And it's created on October 31st, 2023. So all those things, history details we can see.
Okay.
And yeah, and authentication. So here is the place like, so for example, I have created a user for you. Okay. So I'm just telling you like your password should be like a length 3 and minimum, I mean, maximum length should be like a 10 and minimum length should be like a 3. So all the configuration, authentication configuration, you can just enable here. And the password issue, if you
Sorry,
prefer that, I
go
can
go
reset
back
your,
to the authentication, please.
yeah. So I'm telling it's like a general authentication properties. You're configuring like, so your password should be like a minimum length
Ah,
should be
okay,
10.
okay.
Yeah. So like
So
that.
this will be applicable for all the users, right?
All the users, yes, all
Okay.
the users
Passwords
who are all the
be
present. Yeah.
used allowed. Password expire after 30 days. Enable
Yeah.
multi-factor
Yeah. If you want
authentication.
multi-factor, you can enable it. Yeah. So it's like
Multi
ideal session timeout.
multi-factor.
Yeah. Sorry.
What is that multi-factor?
Yeah. Multi-factor authentication is nothing but, for example, if you have enabled a SSO, single sign-on.
Hmm.
So what it will do, like that single sign-on should be configured backend from the one of the some of the authenticators, SAML authenticator. Let's take like a Okta authenticator nowadays, or Azure AD directory like that. So what's happening? We are telling that who are all the present in the Okta, so they can directly do a single sign-in. So what is happening? Our environment details we are providing in that Okta authentication. So when you are trying to log in, for example, let me do it login. Okay, simple login. So can you able to see my screen now?
Yeah,
No, right?
I can see a
Which
screen, but
screen you can?
only this front is authentication screen.
Let me reshare it. Okay, now.
Yeah, it is fine.
Yeah. So for example, if I log in, if I'm trying to log in, right? So now I want to do a single sign-on. So I can just click on here. I can provide my details. So if you see that URL, right? So what it is directly going into the Microsoft where my SAML authentication configured and redirect into my IDMC.
Hmm.
So it's like a multi-factor. It is some from some the your details also present in a somewhere authenticator, and you are directly redirecting. That we call it as a single sign-on or SAML authentications and all.
So
So
to
where
enable
we can
single
configure.
sign-on,
Yeah.
we need to enable this multi-factor authentication or no?
No.
Okay, if we enable it, then we can. Then what will happen if we enable it?
So it can be accessible through different authenticators and all. So not only with the
Okay, okay,
IDMC logins and all like that. That's it.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. And IDMC's ideal timeout will be like a 60 minutes. So you can configure as per is. And yeah, this authentication type, right? So yeah, when it comes to this authentication types, so before we have only the session ID. So the session ID is nothing but uh, if you it's related to the CA. In the CA, so we have some login APIs. So once you hit that login API, you will get the sessions ID so that I can pass that session ID as a authenticator for further process to any other APIs.
What do you say? CSI?
CAI, Cloud
CAI.
Application Integration. Yeah,
Ah,
so
okay, okay,
Cloud
okay.
Application
CAI.
Integration.
Okay, okay, okay.
So yeah, there. So there, from there, we get some. See, for example, if I want to hit any API, Informatica API, so I can't hit directly, right? I need to provide some authentication details. So
Hmm.
for that authentication purpose, in IDMC, we have an option like you can hit one login API to get the session ID. So that session ID, you can pass it as a authentication any other Informatica APIs
Hmm.
like that.
So how do I
So,
get the session ID from?
so let me show you. Okay, let me show you.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, let me open another one. I have kept it somewhere. So that is related to the CA. But yeah, I'm just showing it. Just give me a second. Meanwhile, before that, I mean, while it's loading, so we have one more option like a JSON web token.
Hmm.
So the session ID will expire in 30 minutes. Okay, same as it is a JSON token also. Now it is coming on, not yet fully enhanced in IDMC. Up to now, still the people are using, all clients are using the session ID. Okay, from I think coming October onwards, JSON token also will be comes under the usable.
Then
So
how do
still
we
under
go
the
with the JSON token?
same.
Hmm.
If I enable here, instead of getting the session ID, I will get the JSON token ID. That's it. Let me
Hmm.
open. I configured it in one of these uh, service connector. Let me try to open and show you how I will get the session ID. If you comes here, right? So this is my login URL.
So
And
where
if
you
I
went
do that,
basically, one second, to get the session ID, where did you go first? You go with the application
no,
integration.
no. So they have separate APIs. Okay. So the session
Hmm.
ID is like a basic API.
Hmm.
So I have one API Informatica API documentation completely. So here you will get all the region. For example, now I want to log in. So I have a login URL. So this is my login URL where I'm going to pass my user credentials to get the session ID. So I directly open the CI because I already configured such thing, all those things.
Then how we get this documentation? It's available online.
Yeah, it's available based upon your, for example, that API reference documents will be differ on each microservice. For example, I have MDM. B360 connector console, right? So for this, there is a different set of REST API references, and data integration. There is a different set of data integration REST APIs, data profile like that. Depends upon each microservices. The documentations or API lists, APIs are different.
No, I got your point, but where it is? It is available. Let's say if I need to get any API list
It
from
can
each.
be anywhere. So for yeah, I'll show. Let me open the B360 console. Okay.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm just doing the test connection here. Okay. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just showing how. So this is all the details you will get when you hit the
Mm.
when you hit an API. So if you see right, I'm getting my organization name, parent organization ID, and the name I hit it. So I triggered that one. So I can see my name and some administrative areas and all. And this is what session ID which we required for the further process. So we will extract this one or we'll parse the session ID and we'll hit another APIs, whatever are the requests. Yeah, you are asking that. For example, I just opened the MDM SAS, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So if I want to get the MDM SAS reference objects, so I have online help from here where I can see the list of all my MDM references. If you see Business 360 REST API,
Mm.
so I can get all the MDM related APIs from this. That's it. Or you can directly search in a Google like asking uh, Business 360 REST APIs. It will provide you all APIs. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Okay.
It's very simple. It's open. It's like a public APIs. Whomever want, they can go and refer. That's it.
But still, I did not get the session ID. How did you create that one?
I'm not
Uh,
creating. Okay. See,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
telling again. I'm
How,
telling.
how you extract this?
So I'll tell you again. I'm telling one more time. See, we have public APIs. Okay. We have some public APIs, and there is a public APIs. So in that public APIs, so this is a one of the references. So here I can see for logging in, this is what the URL Informatica provided.
Okay.
Okay. And based upon the pod region, so thus provider region will differ. For example, if you have like a US E6, so you procure the environment which is from the US E6. So your provider region will be like a DM-US. So this I will come to tomorrow. Okay, I will explain you how it got differs. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
just now for login, just understand that this is what the login URL. So once you provide your credential, so this is called the post call method is post method. So I am directly hitting the post method by passing my username and password,
Mm.
and I will get once I pass it right, I will get my session ID. These are all the details which comes. So I'll get my session ID from these details. So which
Okay.
I can further use like that.
Mm.
So
Okay.
like this, now we have a session ID. Further, we the JSON web token also will come.
Okay.
But and one more thing, session ID will be it for 30 minutes only. After 30 minutes, it will get expired.
Mm.
Now I generated the session ID. This will work for the next 30 minutes only. So if you want to
Basically, why we are generating this? Is it
to to use the further login APIs. For example, let me open any other API. Okay. Tu- 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 tu. File integration. For example, there is a one API where I can able to see the logs. So this is my API.
mm,
Okay, let's take. Okay, but to access this API, any API, you need authentication details, right? It's not directly like you are providing the you are just giving the URL and hitting so that you will get the results. So it's not like that. So you need particular basic authentication details.
mm,
So to access search like that Informatica APIs, you need to provide a session ID, which is nothing but the authentication.
okay,
So further, like that, we are going to generate a session ID. That is the authentication type which we configured in the administration. So
okay,
same as it is further, it will come. There is another authentication type also called JWT token, which
okay.
is nothing but the JSON web token. That's it.
Mm.
So it will become further. I think by end of the October, this JSON also will come into the picture, usable and all. Yeah. And there is a one more thing called connection details.
Mm.
Okay. So there are the two options. So connection detail is nothing but okay, where you are going to store your connection informations. For example, I have a connection. I have created a connections to the Salesforce. So I am providing all the Salesforce details, right? So all those details where it will be going on storing. So that's what we are just configuring here. So there are
Okay.
the two ways. So yeah, if you want to store the details in the Informatica cloud, so it can be used whenever you want. So because Informatica cloud is like a active always. So that's why you can use whenever you want. And when it comes to local secure agent, okay. So that means whenever you want to access that particular connection, your secure agent always should be up and running, or else you can't able to use that connection. That's it.
So if if we have the cloud base, then it should be always Informatica Cloud, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what. Based upon your secure agent and all, your environment procurement and all. So this changes. That's it. By
Okay.
default, the credentials, all the informations will be stored in the Informatica cloud, so that we can access whenever we want.
Mm.
Sometimes, if you have particular IP restrictions and all, like as I told earlier, like it should be whitelisting, it should be blacklist and all, right? So in that case, you can, if Informatica, if you don't want to provide your sensitive information into the cloud Informatica. So for example, let's take a Salesforce. You have your sensitive information in the Salesforce, but you need to create a connection through the IDMC. So that means if you if you configure those details in the Informatica cloud, right? That means like you are providing your information to the Informatica cloud out of your environment. So if you store in a local secure agent is nothing but the agent which install in your local environment,
Okay.
in your server, so that all the connection details will be stored in your server. But yeah, if you store in a local secure agent, right? But then your secure agent should be always up and running. Then
Mm.
only you can able to access that particular connection.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but you will tell us, you will tell me that how to, create the secure agent and what
Yes,
are,
yes, 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 yes.
yeah.
We'll go step by step. Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and we have one more like a fingerprint authentication, which which we are generally people won't use. Nowadays, people are using like a SAML authentication at SSOs and all.
Mm.
So yeah, so this is what. And yeah, so like this, see, for now in my current organization, the data integration services are enabled all the micros. I mean, for all the services under the data integration. So that's why I can able to see the data integration service. If you have the CDGC also enabled, so you can see the CDGC section also here, so that you can just configure. This is very general information. For example, see, uh, job offset offer, when a schedule is created, start time and time. So like time zone, you can configure the time zone Indian standard and all. And
Okay.
yeah, if you want to enable some notifications, for example, if I configure my email ID, right? So what, for all the CDA asset jobs, so if any jobs will get failed, so you will automatically get an email, same as for the success, same as for the warning. So such notification level you can configure here, same as for now in my organization. It's like data integration service is there. So if there might be another sections like a CDGC, same, the properties or configuration properties are all same, only the sections will differ, so that according to the section you can configure, you can add your notification details and all.
And
That's
I
it.
can add one for one person more email, let's say one to many.
Yeah, you can add it, keep on adding by comma separate delimited. That's it. So this how you will configure all the organization, creating organization. If you have a parent organization, you can just disable and enable. You can do control of. You can have the control of the sub organization if you have the parent organization details. If you want to enable the sub organization, you can enable it. You can, if you want to disable, you can disable it. The control is completely on parent organization. And yeah, same as like if you want to switch the organization between, right? So for example, I have a production I mean I have like a two sub organization, which is called like a dev one UAT, let's take. Okay, so if you want to disable the dev one, make sure only the UAT should come, will be up and running. So such configurations and all you can do. And enabling the sub organization license, since this is my trial account, so I don't have option to enable the licenses and all. But yeah, if you like a procured environment and all, you will have all the control access to under the licenses. For example, this is the license section. Okay, so you can see what are all the connections available under this particular licenses. You can see all those things. So for example, these are the connection section. So if you see, these are all the connections available for my organization since these are licensed. We can see this is the connection name. Let's take a Azure Data Lake Storage into. So this is subscribed. I have a license for this. It got started on October 21, 2023, and it will get expired on 2027 Jan 22. Like that. All the license information we can able to see under the license section. Same as for if you want to buy a custom license. So for example, as I told, right, uh, let's take some address verifier or address doctor. Okay, that is like a custom license which you have to buy.
No, no. First, tell me about the license before going to custom. So let's
Mhm.
say these are the connectors, right?
Yeah,
So let's say if I need to connect Oracle, I need to connect Databricks, I need to connect Fusion, then how I will connect? Give me the sound
you
knowledge
should
of
have,
connection.
license. That's what I'm telling you. You should have license.
Let's say I have a license, then
uh, uh, then I'll come how to create the connections after the secure agent installation.
in the later
So
stage.
yeah, no,
Okay.
I'm telling that we'll go step by step, so that if I come to directly jump to the connections, right,
No, no, no.
so
It's
we'll
up
get
to you,
messed up.
Ashok. Whatever you are telling me, fine. Yani,
Yeah.
what is your procedure to teach? It's fine for me. I'm just asking
Okay,
because of
fine. Yeah,
curiousness.
understand. I understand.
Okay.
1 second. Yeah. So that's how you can see the license of licenses and all. Though the expire, if you don't know that. So this is how the licenses for the particular connection detail. Same as like if you want to have some extra connection custom licenses. So as I told, right, we'll use the address doctor, which is like a completely licensed.
Got it.
So yeah, so if you want to add that that if you want to buy that address doctor, right, you should have separate license. So that's what we call a custom licenses, which is not a default. If you see, right, I have a clear GPT, so which is enabled on August 2024, and up to 2027 it will be there. Copilot, all such things. So based upon your license cost and all, so based upon your selection or connections level and all, so the license will may differ. So if it is like if you have a parent organization, right, you can control. So for example, as I told you, right, so I have a clear GPT. Okay, I want to enable clear GPT only for parent organization. I don't want to use this clear GPT for sub organizations which I have created. So you can control that. You can control that
If you have a
under this
parent.
license. Yeah, if you have a parent. So that's how, if you have a parent details, parent or environment, the control is yours. You can do whatever you want for the all the sub organization details. Okay. Yeah, that's
So
how you can add it. Yeah.
one
Yes,
more
please.
point here,
Yeah.
because still parent and child, I was confused here. Uh, you are saying that why you don't have the parent right now, and let's say if you're giving my example, I got the license from Informatica, okay, and now
Okay.
I'm deploying to one of the company.
Okay.
So definitely, when I got the license, I got the license for the parent organization.
Yes.
So
Yes.
first, I
Yes.
will create a parent organization, right?
Yes.
Then I will
Parent
create a.
organization will be already created. You no need to create it. It will be
Okay.
already created. So those details will they will share you all those. For example, so this is the URL. I mean environment pod details, and this is the user ID like that.
Okay. So it's been parent organization will be created by Informatica.
Yeah. So yeah. If you see right, this is one of my client environment. Okay.
Hmm.
If you see, so this is my parent organization.
Okay.
Okay. If you see sub organization, I can create a sub organization.
Hmm.
I can create a and link that sub organization which is already created. So this how will create and control the sub organization. And same as it is, let me see the licenses. Okay. So if you see right, so I have a license of all those things, all these features, packages. See my client, but all these packages.
Hmm.
Okay. And I don't have any connections up to now. So we need to raise a request to buy what are all the connections we required for further.
Okay.
So that's how we will control our sub organizations through the parent organization. That's it.
Hmm.
It's very simple. Okay. It's like kind of configuration we are just doing. And that's it.
Okay.
Same as it, this license is the very important. And as administrator, admin role, you should able to know what what connection. I mean, which connection we have a license or not, and if it have a license and when it is going to expire. All such information you should have those such things because people come and ask like any developer, any technical people will come and ask only admin guy, right? So you should able to know what are all the connections available for us like that.
So let's say, can you repeat the last word? If any developer will come to me, ask me
Yeah,
about
if
the
any,
connection.
yeah, because see, let's take simple Databricks. So you need to create a people will come. So let's take client have the data in their Databricks.
Hmm.
So you need to any I mean technical people need to read or uh, do some I mean technical need people need access to that database data.
Hmm.
So that means in between the database Databricks and the IDMC, you should have a connection created in IDMC. Okay.
Hmm.
So to create a connection, Databricks team will provide you some details, required details. I will get you know slowly all those information also. So those details should then you need it. So no technical team will come and do and do setup on connections level. So as a admin, you need to know what are all the things present, how you are going to create. First of all, first, if you need to connect to the Databricks, you need to know whether you have access or whether you have licensed to connect the database. So yeah, if yes, then you can proceed creating the Databricks connection by raising a request to get all the Databricks required prerequisite details. So like that, step by step, we'll go. It is same for other connections also. It can be like a Salesforce, it can be like SAP, it can be like a Pi, any source system.
Hmm.
So there is for any source system, for any software, for any cloud hosted everywhere. So there will be access or there will be a way to connect. Okay, Informatica has its own native connectors. That's what we are telling. So for example, let's take we are talking about the Databricks, right? Let's see. Let me see. I have access to Databricks or not. So yeah, if you see right, I have access to Databricks Delta. Okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, now I no need to integrate the Databricks through any other. So for example, if you don't have any native connector, so we have one more option called like a CA. So where you are going to integrate any third party applications. But yeah, you have directly the license to connect the Databricks. So now you no need to use the CA directly in administrator level. You can create a connection by providing all the Databricks details. That's it.
Hmm. Almost, I think Informatica provide all the licenses. So let's
Almost
say,
all the things. Yeah.
hmm, in which cases I need to go with the other way around, accept this with third party. In which case, let's say example.
Yeah. So I'll let you know. Okay. So I'll just give you some one simple example. So we have let's take a address doctor. Now I need to if I want to use the address doctor, I need to buy a address doctor, right? License, which is
Yeah.
again costly.
Mm.
So yeah, now I don't want to use the address doctor. I want to use some free data enrichment tools. For
Mm.
example, let's take here maps. Okay, here maps is a one of the some US Sweden where they are using like a Google Maps.
Which
So
one? Here?
here, here maps,
I don't understand. Sorry, your voice is not clear.
here maps. So let me
Here,
HERE.
math.
Yeah. So here maps is kind of a Google Maps. Okay.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So you see, right? This kind of a Google Maps, which how in Google how you are using, right? So I will get all those informations. Now I don't have connection directly to connect directly to the here maps. Okay. There is no such
Mm.
connection. Okay. Now, but now I need to integrate these here maps to my IDMC so that I can use as a data enrichment and all further. For that,
Mm.
what we will do, we will use the CI where you are going to create the, I mean, where you are going to integrate this here maps, the APIs or maps directly into our IDMC so that we can use wherever I want.
Okay.
So such like that, if you have any other third parties out of the native connectors available in the administrator, right? So you can proceed by creating a CI, using a CI to integrate any third party apps like that we call.
Okay.
So which is like very in depth and all CI like that. So like this, you will create a, some. I mean, you will get to know the licenses and all.
Mm.
Li- Custom licenses also you can buy, and there are some frameworks also which Informatica built. So which is again licensed. Okay, which is like a plugins and all simply. So I can buy that framework. I can directly use. No need to develop anything like that.
And what
So
kind of
such.
framework?
Let's take simple. Let's take there is a framework called DOF, which we call it as a data observability framework.
Mm.
So which is completely related to the profiling, the queue rules, exceptions and all. Okay.
It's a
So that
DO
is like
framework, right? DO framework.
yeah, DOF framework. Yes. So if you want to buy that, I mean, if there is a requirement for that, right? So you can raise a request and you can buy it. Buy in the sense like you are not going to. You are not going to take it like that. So they will just enable in the license level so that you can use it.
Mm.
Yeah. So like that only if you see, right, we have one more option like add-on bundles. Okay. So that means they have already available bundles. Okay. If I go to the add-on bundles, so we have different available bundles. So all these bundles are I have licensed. That's why here I can see all these bundles.
Okay.
So like that, if there is any inbuilt frameworks or
And
if any
DO
inbuilt
framework will
bundle,
be available here?
no, that is licensed as I told, right? That is
Ah,
recently
okay. That is
developed.
mentioned. Sorry, sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, that is recently developed. Still, it is under the enhancement, but yeah, some few clients are using already that one. So like that. So if you have a license to do to that particular framework or particular bundles and all, so you can directly those bundles are available under here, and you can see such information under the licenses. So then we can directly just install that bundle and use it as per our requirement. So
Okay.
like that we will get all the information under the license section, axis and all. So hope you are clear right for today.
Yeah, yeah.
Organization, sub-organization, licenses. Yeah. Tomorrow, what will go is like we'll go with the SAML setup, how to do the SAML SSO's authentication and all.
Mm.
Then metering. Okay. Then we'll go next to like a secure agent installations and all, and connections create and all. So like that, step by step we'll go so that you will also will understand without any confusions.
Sure, sure, sure. Thank you.